game, actually, you know, you got a farm, and then we saw a team farm. It wasn't EG.
Yeah, Team Liquid definitely with that Alchemist pickup, Evil Geniuses. You know, it's always one of those tough positions, right? When you are just one game away from elimination, what do you give to the enemy, right? Because there's only so many heroes you can ban away. They choose that they can beat an Alchemist pick, and turns out they couldn't against Team Liquid.
Haven't seen that a whole lot in the group stage, frankly. Alchemist losing, so I don't know. I thought the Darkseer, of course, definitely the story for me, right? We finally get to see the hero, the Grape Crusader, the guy who he's always a TI hero, right? Forever. This is kind of what he does. And Mind Control, just a bit of a specialist on the hero. Certainly one of the ones that he's played a lot in his career, and it had a very good start. He helped take control of that lane up top. He's just dodging away from the lifestealer. He got very farmed, but most importantly, he enabled his Ember around that 10-minute mark, and then from there onward, every fight just looked impossible for EG because of the lawnmower combo, right? The Ember with the Flame Guard plus the Ion Shell, it's just way too much damage.
It was the fight of minds, right? It was the fight of Kuro and Fly, the drafting. Like, both teams prepared for each other, obviously, but to me it looked like EG lacked tower damage again in this game, so it was pretty tough for them. Like, we picked Timber Soul, so we were really thinking about applying a lot of pressure early mid-game, but it was really hard for them to play because they had not much cash. It was so much on Creed's shoulders, on his Earth Spirit. He's supposed to do so much job to hold down this Darkseer, to hold down this Ember Spirit. So it was really tough game for them. Seems like Kuro did a lot of strong preparations.
They did, but that's the curious part, right? Because Kuro was already playing this morning, and it was EG that had the more time to prepare for this matchup. Maybe EG got in their own heads a little bit too much, guys?
Maybe. I think they had an interesting idea there between the Timbersaw as well as the Shadow Demon Soul Catcher, a way to be able to bring down the Alchemist quickly. But in the end, Kuro shows that why he was a TI winner, why Team Liquid continues to be such a top-tier team ever since that TI run. They've just always been up there. You've always expected them to do well, even in the group stage, right? It was like, oh, what's happening to this Liquid? But you just had that feeling that whoever ran into them in the lower bracket was not going to be happy with the matchup.
No, really. I must say, though, that's also everything you just said has also been said about EG. So, you know, there's a little bit of a mismatch there. I don't know, EG definitely got something to think about here, but we're going to think happy thoughts. And I know someone that's going to be very happy. It's the newest addition to the squad of Team Liquid. It's Casey with Weehaw.
So Weehaw sits down and says, hey, how's life? Well, I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
I'm good.
You think?
A bit emotional right now, so I have a hard time like finding my words, but I'm good.
What kind of emotions are we talking?
Everything.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good.
Good?
Let's say good, yeah.
I don't know how you've done it. I mean, we're talking undefeated on the TI main stage, and you had to play this morning. Some really intense, long games. How are you able to stay so consistent? At such a high level, too.
I don't think about it too much. I just want to play more games. Actually, like today, the first game, sure, it was a bit sloppy for me. And that's because like I woke up 2 hours before.
Whoa.
But after game one, I just woke up and I want to play. Like it's fun. I want to play the game, you know. I actually want to play.
I think you said that when we interviewed you earlier this week. You said you're just having fun.
It is so much fun playing with these guys. It's amazing. I love it.
What is it about your team that makes it fun?
I can't describe it. I actually can't. It's what it is. Everyone's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You have actually played in a grand final before. TI 6. I almost went 5 on my
Slacks is
6. Slacks is off to the side here. So, yeah. You want to say something, buddy?
Woo! Teammates for life!
Okay, that was my mistake. My bad. My bad. You've grown a lot as a player and as a human being since then. So how do you think it would be to be in a grand final again? What did you learn back then that you might be applying right now?
Well, I learned a lot back then in the grand final, and I'm actually using it in this tournament. And I just hope I fix my mistakes, you know, if it is to happen again.
How are you this calm?
I'm not.
Like, I'm just like, oh my God, like, how are you able to do this? Are you going to take the night off, get some sleep?
It's not over yet. There's still more games,
You're going to watch all the games.
of course.
Okay. Can you get some sleep? You said you only slept 2 hours last night.
No. I woke up 2 hours before the game.
Oh,
I
okay.
Slept,
All
I
right.
slept fine. My sleep is.
God, boy, do I sound like an old mom or what? Okay.
Nah, you're fine.
You're being a good boy. Congratulations. Great game. We're going to send it back to you guys.
Yeah, always great to hear from Weehan. Weehan was the one that said a year ago, just over a year ago, that when he moved to South America to play Dota there, he started to really focus on the having fun bit of playing Dota. And it shows that he's just incorporating that here too. And I mean, those 4 guys that he's playing with are great to do that with.
It's a continued storyline this entire tournament, right? It's being able to, in some ways, trick your brain to ignore all the pressure that is at stake here at a TI, to be able to have fun with your teammates, play around with the chat wheel. I mean, Dendy, you're probably one of the funnest personalities in Dota. Like, how important is it just to be able to cut loose?
I can say that having fun in Dota is probably super important, because when you have fun, you enjoy the game and you win. Like being strong coming up from having fun. I mean, all the teams at highest level were definitely having fun, 100,000,000%.
Yeah, I think that there's one person that's not having a lot of fun right now. He is with Rich, and it is correct.
Yeah, I think the other thing that we can definitely say besides that statement is the idea that no matter who did fall out here in the tournament, it wasn't the run that they expected. Both of these teams definitely expect to win, want to try and win, and we look at this series, and from the very beginning, it looks like it's going to be a tough one, right? Even in this game, you see the way that the draft goes, and you guys are trying to find a solution to that ALK. Does that start to go through your head instantly? Do you see the scenario in the game? And all of a sudden, like, what's going through your head at that moment?
I mean, I think you think about it, but at the same time, I have faith in like our draft all the time. I don't think it's something you should be thinking about in the game. Like, as soon as you get in the game, you should just do your best. I think we tried hard to shut them down early. They did some things we didn't expect in the laning phase, and that kind of threw us off a little bit, and we didn't react that well. And I think it gave them a head start, and then it was hard for us to catch up.
You talk about it being hard to catch up, and you start to see that it looks more and more difficult. Is there a point where the emotions do start to take over on the main stage with the stakes what they are?
I mean, obviously, like you can feel when you're losing a game, everyone can feel it, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be making the same calls as you're making when you're playing another game, you know. If you want to win, you have to keep fighting, and I think in this last game, at least, we gave it our all, and it's hard to play first game elimination game on the main stage for us this year, and it's always been hard for this team. All the TIs we had together, like the first time we were on elimination game, we kind of play a lot worse. We don't play our best, and it's rough, and that's same this year.
I think another thing that may have added, even more pressure is you obviously are in an arena where we're obviously surrounded by your fans right now, but you don't maybe feel that same overwhelming presence of as many fans. Do you want to say anything to the fans that maybe couldn't make it all the way here to Shanghai?
I mean, I obviously, like the fans, every time you go to signing sessions, everything, you really get reminded that there's a lot of fans that cheer for us all the time, and it makes the whole experience like more enjoyable for us. It means that even when we lose, we think about all these people that are supporting us, and it makes it hard to like be too sad about it or too mad, because there's a lot of people that wanted you to do your best, and I think this time we did our best. We had a rough group stage, and then I think we bounced back pretty well, and then obviously we lost yesterday, and it was hard to bounce back a second time in the same tournament. And I think that's basically it. But for the fans, like obviously, when we're in North America, it's obviously we're the home team, and it's nice. But here, the fans were also amazing, even the Chinese crowd. So huge shout out to them. They were really good to us, and we love fans everywhere.
Very, very well spoken, and definitely a good run by EG. We're going to throw it back to you guys on the desk.
Thank you so much, Rich and Crit. And Evil Genius is eliminated. Top 6, definitely not where they wanted to end up. I want to take a moment to talk about that, because we have some time, because we did hear Riha say there's more Dota. That would mean the All-Star match, so don't go anywhere. But I do want to talk a little bit about EG's run throughout the year, because when you're talking about TI, you're not just talking about this one tournament, you're talking about a year, a career, and in this specific squad case, you're talking about it since, ESL Birmingham, 2018. Trent, how do you feel like this team, what has their run been like?
Well, there's a lot of particular numbers. People like to throw it, right? I mean, that you have to go. It's like ever since Cloud9, all those second places, EG really the only other team to do something so similar with all those third places. Never getting to the that final day, grand final situation, like not able to get that past little hump. You know, just wanted to get there. I think the only time, at least that I remember, was MDL Macau was what they actually went to a grand final, right? Versus
Against Liquid.
Yeah, versus Liquid, which they
Yes.
obviously did not take home for themselves. So. It's tough. I don't know if I put them in the same level as someone like Virtus Pro, who I feel like I can see their disappointment, and I can see, like, even no one said, I don't know if we'll be the same 5. And he wasn't even, like, prompted for that question. Whereas EG, I don't get the sense of change, but, you know, you have to wonder after so much time. And everyone always, you know, we talk about what you want. You want TI.
Yeah.
Right? It's the big goal. It's the big trophy. If you're not getting it, does that mean change is incoming?
Yeah, it's funny how, like,